We'll go ahead and do the red team debrief here. If you don't know me, my name's Matt Weeks. I'm our script junkie, and I'm red team captain. I just thought I'd bring up Alec here, who also came around and posted you.
Love you, Alec. Good job.
Good play. That was the guy that emailed me. That was the guy that emailed me. That's the guy that emailed us.
Super generous.
You guys weren't very funny. So there was one team, one team that was especially not accommodating. The guy who props to is Team 1. You guys did a great job.
Look it out! And now I know some of you were a little put off by Alec. I will say that the reason that he didn't come around was white team was getting a little bit frustrated, actually rather frustrated with just the volume of, well, how do we do this? Well, can we fix this? Well, can we do this? And you know, there's a lot of things that you guys get which aren't set up well or set up right, and it's really your responsibility to fix. And so it's all right. Well, you're gonna have somebody fix it, then guess who you're gonna get. So we said, well, we can help with that.
No, there's also Team 6. Team 6 also kicked me out. So props to you guys.
All right. All right. We have a few. I guess we got some screenshots. Let's go through a screenshot for we have a few. We have like hundreds of screenshots, but we pulled out a few. That we thought were kind of funny. This one was the funniest one that I thought of, kind of the red team screw ups. So we're sitting on, I think this is a domain controller, and we're trying to get access to another system on the network. And so instead of just net using there, we actually net used it and gave it a drive number. So whoever is sitting here staring at my computer, you notice that somebody's mapped the C drive on another computer on your network. In case you're wondering, that doesn't just happen. You don't just have somebody's C drive map to your network share. So yeah, that one was I can't remember what happened after that, but I just thought that was kind of funny that you're just staring. Yeah, all the things you could be staring at to detect somebody. We saw a lot of people looking at Process Explorer. We saw a lot of people looking at NetStat. We saw a lot of people looking at Wireshark. Sometimes you can just look at my computer. All right, so this one I thought was kind of good. So we have a lot of Wireshark pictures, which is a good thing to take a look at. Wireshark. In this case, though, you're not particularly seeing us because you have a nice filter there, which is not seeing the pattern that we're currently using to take a screenshot and otherwise get access. Let's see here. So this is kind of fun. We had a lot of fun with the desktop backgrounds. We popped this one up. I'll show you the desktop background here just in a second. I was kind of worried. We got to like January, and I'm thinking, boy, are we going to have to reuse all the same memes from last year? And then, then we got the Super Bowl, and then we got who was it? The NBC anchor. Jennings made an appearance on a few. But yeah, we had Love Shark. We even had a Hanson Love Shark. I don't remember why I put him. This one was kind of funny. Don't worry. We always love when we see these. Don't worry, there was a hacking tap, but we only had temporary loss of control. We discovered that, but don't worry, we contained it and we removed it, and everything is all right. So this was fun. I would say this, from a red team perspective, this particular year, we had far more access to hypervisors and this is not a hypervisor, but VM controlling infrastructures than we did before. And so it's just kind of a reminder to make sure, when you have something like this, which you're either using to control hypervisor, so you've got the creds to it, or it is the hypervisor, you better spend an extra amount of time securing that, because if we have access to that, we can and certainly did blow away all the VMs on that particular system. And so, in this case, though, I guess there wasn't really a whole lot that had to be run off those VMs, but that's definitely one lesson to learn. What else here? This one I thought was cool just because, but when looking back later, we're like, hey, you have IDA up. Are you reversing anything in IDA? Who's using IDA? We just thought that was so cool. Did you actually like?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. All right. Yeah. That's totally legit. So don't worry about it. Yeah. Legit. So this, if I could summarize our objective for the red team in kind of one screen is to turn this into this, or maybe even more. I don't know what happened with those three that are still up. But yeah, we're trying to prevent you guys from being able to keep your stuff online, lose all your information, lose all your points. And so one of the things, as usual, we normally don't receive the injects, and so we have to kind of hack into something and grab those injects, and try to figure out what you guys are doing, and then try to block it or prevent it. And so we were kind of disappointed because we had spent much effort getting access to a few things which ended up not being really necessary. But what else? This I thought was funny. Another funny one. School SD is on every Windows system. It's not a virus. But this scary looking website informs you that it might be. This I thought was great. I love it. So if you saw my Red Team CCDC presentation at B-Sides last year, you'll know that Malwarebytes is like my least favorite. No, I'd say maybe it is. From a Red Team perspective, it is my favorite antivirus. But from a Blue Team perspective, it isn't, because Malwarebytes was one of the 3 out of 12 antiviruses which never detected absolutely anything which we had done, which was custom. And so I just love how this is, your system is fully protected, but obviously not so much. And here you find Avast, which actually is one of the ones that's a little bit hard to get around, detecting something. But Malwarebytes is on like every one of you guys' boxes, so I don't. There's so many other better alternatives, but that's fine. Keep doing that. So we had, it's all the Navy guys who are doing live teaming, so we had to include some Navy. So kind of get the NSA and the Navy all in one shot. That's the director of the NSA. Are not yeah, so Grumpy Cat also made an appearance. I'm not sure why we're editing the Grumpy Cat picture here in pink, but so that was kind of funny. And then this guy, so back to Bob. Don't worry about a thing. Everything's good to go. And then this one was probably not one of those critical crashes. Like I was saying to some of the people in the break room, we've spent more effort and gotten our stuff better and definitely more reliable. And so I know last year we actually caused a few crashes. This year I think we caused far fewer. Although I can't guarantee this wasn't something that we did. So if it was, sorry that we brought your box down before we were intending to bring your box down. And then this. So I can't remember which team this was, but we were sitting here watching this and like, just waiting for, they're trying to join this computer to the domain, and so they're putting it in, and I don't know what it was, the DNS wasn't configured, the time wasn't configured, I don't know what it was, but we sat there and we're like, oh, they're adding to the domain, they're going to enter domain credits, quick watch, and then like, wait, and then, oh, no, there'll be some error, and we never so then we like edit their DNS site, and we're like, come on, no, there'll be some other error. I think we watched this for like an hour and a half. So this, we kind of do your thing, Alright, so we're watching this one. Whoever was trying to change the password on this computer, was like typing password, like, oh man, we got the password quick, like, and then we'd be like, oh wait, no, it wasn't meet your complexity requirements. They're like, oh, they typed another one, we're like, oh, look at the password, and then, that one's not gonna make it either. And we went through like 4 passwords, and so we've got like all in our logs, we got all these passwords. Yeah, a lot of, so there's a lot of passwords which we won't be printing here, so you people know who you were. And then I will say though, one of the, well, let's just pull it up. I want to show you, so this was kind of something that, that I put together here to kind of help us share what we were doing. So this is what it looks like kind of from the red team tracker. And so we were sitting here, and the main guys would sit there and listen, and we could get to Magic Pass. So we could kind of pull up the key logs, and then so that's just kind of funny. So start typing out attack on AD DNS machine. Tag at 10:30 from here, Magic Cloud 443 approximate time, and hacking attack. Temporary loss of control. Don't worry, we got everything back together here. No problems here. And then keep going on and get pretty much everything else as you go on. And so we have another one here was 244.17. So these guys, I thought it was kind of funny because what I think it was this one somewhere down here. You guys, and on one system we actually did this ourselves. This must not be the right one that I was thinking of. Anyway, on one of these systems, we had we actually changed one of the user's passwords. And then when the students were trying to log in, they didn't get the right password, so like, oh, maybe one of my other ones. So they ended up entering like 4 or 5 different team passwords on the same one to try to figure, wait, was this it? And then, of course, we're sitting here and we're just watching them all come in. So that was a great thing. And then, the first one here, definitely.
Yeah, they didn't get AFS.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I'm getting all of that here, which is. All right. Well, that probably won't be resolved right now. But for team, the 252.18. Teammate. Oh, I know what the problem is. I don't have internet connection here. So I can't pull up an updated list on there. Well, I don't know how to join the virus number. But so they changed one of their passwords to red team sucks, which is not a good idea when you still have control of 6 of your boxes. We spent most of the competition trying to be nice to see, well, okay, who can block our access, who can do this? Not for that team toward the end. So yeah, that's an example of one thing not to do when you're doing this. All right, so I think that was. Oh wait, no, there's still a few more things. So this is one of the cool things that we had here for the first time was we actually managed to commandeer some systems which had microphones, and so we were able to hot mic some of the students and listening to what you were saying. And so, as you know, some of us are fans. The red team were definitely fans of music, and so we also decided to try to record this again, playing some Taylor Swift out of. And what started playing was. All we got was about that seconds we were going to play before the we're really hoping we can kind of hear your reaction. So unfortunately, we weren't able to catch that reaction, but we were able to verify that at least some of the students did get to hear Taylor Swift. Couldn't be a Taylor Swift concert, could one be at CCDC, you can now be a vote. So yeah, that was also really good we were doing. We also tried to take pictures out of the webcams, but for some reason our stuff was incompatible, and so we weren't able to do that. But basically that's what I have as far as the red team goes. So if you guys have any other questions, just let me know right now.
I got one.
Yeah.
Can you pull back up the second screenshot?
Let's see.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Are you looking for something specific here?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
So I will go ahead and tell you that we did check this, and none of those IPs are our IPs. So.
Did you have any teams that gave you more trouble than others?
There were. Team that gave us the most trouble didn't have anything up for quite a while. And so I don't think that
Which team was that?
I will say some teams, depending on what you have. So there were a few times when, although it wasn't common, there were a few times when our normal stuff wouldn't work, and so we'd have to. We just went back to trying to generate an interpreter payload and just drop it as next people and run it, which we normally try to avoid doing. And so the teams with decent antivirus on certain boxes made that more complicated. There were also teams that got their stuff firewalled off quickly, and so we weren't able to connect to things. That definitely limited some of what we could do. And I'm trying to think what all was. There's still any red teamers in here, and there's still a couple of those. I'd say those are some of the biggest things that kind of made an impact. Although sometimes I feel like we're trying to kind of keep you from getting your stuff done, and so sometimes the best thing you can do is to concentrate on getting your index done, which is kind of where you're getting more points from, in all honesty. Making sure you have your stuff secured is also important.
Did you have any specific strategies?
How a team should have
So I have a backdoor which I had already written for one of those, and so we didn't have any BSD exploits. We would try to get credit from somewhere, and then get access to those, and then just maintain access. So there was one box. I think it was a Linux box, but they were using a host. I don't know who it was, but whoever they were doing was spending. They were going through everything. They had the PCAPs and of like hours in TCP dump format, and they were like running netstats, and they're tailing their logs, and they are doing all this stuff. And I will say there are for both that and Windows, there are some things. When we come to especially the regional finals, we're starting to get to a higher level competition. We are going to hide from things, and there are some things that are easier for us to hide from than other things. And so I don't want to give you exactly all the information, of course, but there are some things that might be a basic technique that might work against a basic backdoor, but aren't going to work against some of our rootkits. And so being able to understand both the limits of those and some backdoors were kind of generic, but just trying to figure out how it worked was kind of new to us as well.
So, were you ever able to break out of a VM?
No. But we did reverse, so. We broke into the ends. We broke into the ends.
How many people did you have on Red Sox, if that's the case?
We went from a high of, how many people did we have? I don't remember. 15? Probably 15 is a good estimate. And then, you know, a lot of them had these earlier days. So we ended up kind of picking myself really. Go ahead.
You mentioned in your experience, you've had easier time with malwarebytes. Which antivirus did you get the most trouble?
So the most trouble that I had with doing one evasion was actually Kaspersky. And there's a few others. You can just look, there's a red team, the CCDC presentation which I did last year, which you can, there's slides on it. So I won't go through the whole thing, but went through like 7 different, vectors again. Yep.
In general, how much more difficult or easier was it for you as a red team to gain access or break into the Linux boxes versus the Windows ones?
I don't think there's a big difference in how easy it was. If we've got credentials, then yeah, we're going to use those. If we've got, if we have to pull together some kind of exploit, then it's going to be a little harder. But I don't think there's a big difference. One of the things that we don't have to worry about on mixed boxes though is antivirus. So it's, I guess, one little complication. And then, go ahead.
What can we do better as vendors? What can we vote on? I mean, sometimes it feels like we're just shooting and taking stats on whether we respond.
Right.
What advice do you have for us?
I guess it was kind of what I was saying earlier. Make sure that you understand the mission you're getting done first, and then make sure that you are putting up as much. I guess it's in one sense it's kind of hard for me because I can tell there are some things that some student teams did. Like every so often we'll have one team will take all the boxes offline, re-architect their network, and have some really solid gateway rules before they put everything back on. But then in the meantime, they've lost points for doing that, and I don't have the final point totals, so I don't know if that's really paying off or not. So I wish I could help you more on that.
Do you have any suggestions on how we could practice as a team outside of this?
Sorry, what was that? Somebody else?
Monopoly.
That's a good one. Other things are, going through.
Learn how to set up the domain.
Right. Yeah, learn how to join your stuff in the bank. And so there's actually a lot, especially if you have, which you guys should have access to GreenSpark and some of the other tools like that. You can find VMs out there you can set up and start to get familiar with all the different systems. Seems like quite a lot, but once you start going through them, I think it can become manageable, and you can learn how stuff works. And the key is to try to keep it fun, and so especially when you're talking about if you're going to try to make your own tools and that kind of thing, well, figure out how to write something that is that's something that you want to write, or that's maybe some technique that you're not familiar with that you want to learn more about, and do that.
How hard was getting access to a Windows that's providing copies versus the one that will copy like Windows XP?
So there's different, I'd say there's different issues. If you have some of the very latest, if you have 8.1 or later, there's a few techniques which we love to use that are more difficult for us, especially with the grabbing passwords from memory and that kind of thing. But having said that, there's still not a whole lot of difference. I would say in this case, the XP ones are actually kind of a little bit more trouble for us because now that everything, because I can write something and have it work on Vista through 8.1, pretty easy, but then if you try to make it backward compatible with XP, you'll find a lot of the APIs are removed. And so it's just kind of, I'd say most of the trouble comes in the path before we even come here. And I believe we have brief access to at least one of them. This was, the routers are tougher because, normally we can't connect directly to them, and when we're trying to pivot to another box inside Angular, because it's just a lot of steps to do, that can be kind of complicated. We have 9 teams that you have to go after, but I think we did have at least one of them. If you were, so in the calls, I don't know, I think we did a little bit better job getting some of the routers in the calls, and there was at least one team that we got toward the end and just did a, added a deny any rule in, deny anything out, and then said okay, and then we never heard from them again. So, when they can do a great job when they're, blocking firewall, but then if everything is restricted to them, they can also be a great spot for the one and done red teamer, right? All right, well, I think that's enough, and I think we're ready for whoever's next.
All right, how's Orange Team, CIO? I don't know if you guys hate me more than him. With all the injects, I guess I didn't get to read the survey, but I've heard injects are kicking a lot of people in the team. So, our part for the Orange Team, all the guys that were in the Aqua Digitals were all Navy reservists with Space War, Navy Space.
Thought it was Spawn.
Whoa. Space, the Naval Warfare Systems Command. So we're all reservists. I fly planes for a living. I don't know how you guys do all this stuff. It's great to see. I love it. I work out in 7th Fleet sometimes out there at the carrier battle group in Japan, and that's where we worry about all this stuff that the red team